Good morning. You know, a name means just a name to us so many times, but not to a Hebrew. A name meant more than something you called them by. It was an expression of their character, an expression of who they were. It was far more than we realize. And when God told Moses what his name was, he said, I am that I am. That's the way it's interpreted in our Bibles. And so, what does that really mean? Well, it's 4 Hebrew letters: Yod, He, Vav, and He. We inserted the vowels out of the word Adonaiah, and it made it Jehovah. But as best we can understand that word, it means this self-existent, self-sufficient, self-contained, everlasting one who needs nothing. All right? That's the first thing. He's not dependent on anybody or anything but himself and who he is. Secondly, it means that God is the creator and sustainer of all things. That includes you. He creates and he sustains. He gives life. Jesus said, I am the life. Thirdly, God is immutable. He's never changing. That means you don't have to worry about him loving you one day and not loving you the next day. Fourthly, he told Moses, I will be with you. This name of I am that I am, this repetition, so to speak, of the verb to be, was going to be with Moses wherever he went. I can remember as a little boy, I wasn't afraid when my daddy went with me because he was 6'2", 240 pounds. I felt secure, knowing that I had a loving protection, such as that name represents. But I want to talk to you about this last part. What are the interpretations of those 4 words or vowels, consonants of Yahweh? Is that he will become, he who becometh. He who becometh. Now think about Moses' situation. How do I know you're going to take care of this? And he says, I am that I am. I will become, Moses, whatever you need in the situation to get the job done. That's God. Now you think about you for just a minute. You think that you're all alone. You think that it's up to you. You think you've got to put it together. You think it's all dependent upon you, or as a husband, or as a wife, or as a student, or whatever it might be. But it's really not. God says, I will be whatever you need me to be in order that you might accomplish what I've called you to do. He will never leave us on our own. Moses, whether you take the rod and throw it down, it becomes a snake. Whether I ask you to part the Red Sea, it's always going to be that I'm going to be what you need for the moment in order to see you through to accomplish what I've called you to do. God will never forsake us until we've finished what he's called us to do. What are we so nervous about? What are we so anxious about? Why are we so miserable so many times trying to make it all happen when God says, I'll be whatever you need me to be? Didn't he tell the preachers, the young disciples, I will give you what to speak before the authorities in the time in which you're there before the authorities. You don't have to worry about it. If you're in prison and you're called before Festus or Felix or anybody else, I'll give you what to say. Now, what does all this mean? It means that we can praise God because he is sufficient for our situation in which we live. And he will never, never, never leave us. God bless you and have a great day.